Now let's talk about prestige, and how how like does that matter? Does that matter if you're getting a PhD?
Daisy was a terrific candidate. So I think she could legitimately say, this is where I can live, where I want to live, whom I want to work with. I think there's a lot of people who probably can get into PhD programs who aren't quite the ideal candidate who are going to get into, 5 or 6 programs a year. And this is sort of a common refrain of mine and a point of contention. I actually don't think that people who really, really want to do this work should have restrictions on where they're going to live. I think it's a little bit like medical school. If you have a calling to be a physician, you're actually going to be placed in a medical school and you're just going to take it because it's so important for you to be a physician. I think for the most part, the same thing should be true. If you want to be a PhD therapist, don't say you can only do it in Boston or New York or Washington or San Francisco. If it's that important to you, allow yourself to be in the middle of the country. Okay, you don't want to be there for 5 years or 6 years. I get it. But if this is what you want to do in your career, suck it up and do it.
Oh, jeez. You
I
you you prepared me for this, Daisy.
no, I couldn't agree more. And I want to clarify that when I say make a list of places you're willing to live, do not, if you want to do this more than you want to be in New York City, only apply to New York City programs that are fully funded. I applied to Nebraska Lincoln as part of my top choices because I was interested in program over where I live. So I think that when I say geography, I mean, where are you willing to go? Because if you get into someplace really far and then you're like, I'm not going, then why did you burn that bridge? You're never going to get into that program again. But yeah, like this is not a kind of a field where you get to be super picky when it comes to when it comes to choosing a program, if you really, really want to do this. And that's why a
Mm.
lot of people apply twice. And the first year they apply to kind of all their dream programs. And then the second year they get more. And Dr. Farber, we just had a student who did that, right? They applied to their top choices last year. They actually didn't get interviews. The programs weren't a good fit. And then a year later, they improved some part to their application and they applied to a totally different spread of programs and got many, many interviews. And so that's also one way to go about this.
Mm.